And he can, because he's a national treasure. He's on the list of very important people. He's one of the people that Australia can't let go of. They claim. They stake their claim. Although I can't remember what the hardware store is called, but I think it starts with a B. But then I don't know if it starts with a B, because remember the whole Bucky incident in the last 6 hours ago? So, anyway, we're starting with food already in chat. Yes, sir. I love it. Bunnings. Oh, I knew that, but the Bucky incident got me all messed up. That's fine. We're going to finish this today. We're going to hear a little more testimony from the wife, and then straight to the jury verdict. That's what's going to happen today. And we're going to hear the jury verdict. Then something happens after the verdict, but not what you think happens after the jury verdict. So after they read the verdict, something else happens. And it's not what you think. Here we go.
You just make a note. Okay. So, the third interview, the one, there's some reference to who all's out there in that car, and you make reference to Dolores, Haley, Hunter, 2 kids. Is that who were those people?
Hunter's sister and his mother.
Okay. So, and that was over where?
Do what now?
Where was that interview, the third one? Not this one over, the last one, Eugene Howard, the third one with Corey Haynes here.
It was in Vidalia.
It was in Vidalia.
Yes.
Okay. And so all the defendant's people were over there with?
Do what now?
All the defendant's people were out there waiting on you?
She had to bring me to meet with him, yes. I didn't have my vehicle.
Okay. And then at some point in time, when did the separation occur?
Do what now?
When did y'all separation occur?
Whenever we was told we had to separate.
Okay. I mean, was it between the time of the third interview you just referenced and the fourth interview, or was it later?
The fourth interview, this lady has been interviewed anyway, a lot. The judge will speak about contempt soon. He does.
I don't remember when it was. I don't remember exactly when.
Okay. You recall telling me?
I think it was.
You separated after the fourth interview?
Yeah, I think it was after.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Has anybody ever, any of these people ever laid a hand on you since this incident that you were taking made threats to you?
No. I haven't been around them.
Ma'am?
I haven't been around them, no.
Okay. You used to text pretty regularly with his mama, right? Even after this incident, y'all were texting more?
I did.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it good terms, but that's what you call it. And
So now, is there any kind of text of what you're saying, these threats that got made to you?
do what now?
Were these texts made in person, or were
They was over
over
phone call.
Over phone call? Did anybody else hear the phone call?
They did.
Okay, who was that?
My father.
Your father heard it?
Yes.
Yeah, we actually heard this whole trial twice, because he asks a question. She says, do what now? He repeats the question. Then she answers, my father did. And then he replies back to her, your father did? So we've actually heard this whole trial twice.
And what did he do about it?
He said he was going to kill Scott.
Okay. Did that ever happen? Did he ever go after him?
I don't know.
You talked about your father having a pretty hot temper, right?
I don't know what my father did.
Okay, you don't know. Okay. If you were concerned that Corey wouldn't do anything about Agent Haynes, did you ever take it to anybody else?
I did not.
Corey concerned about being threatened?
Corey told me he was handling it.
Okay then. So, there was some information you said was some card given to you or something, or a name about, and it said ADA beside it?
It was over text message Corey sent me.
Okay. And you realize that, my job as an assistant attorney, were you aware that that's a common abbreviation for an assistant district attorney?
I do not.
Okay. Well, that's fine if you don't. Do you have any clue who that was that you were told to call?
No,
Why didn't you call the person if he told you to try to call and get some help?
because I left
You left and went where now?
to Virginia.
To Virginia. Who were you with?
Dolores, Hunter, Brian, and my youngins.
Okay. Y'all went and took a little vacation for a while to let things settle down?
We didn't go on vacation, we just left.
Just left? Okay. All right. Do you recall, Agent Haynes ever telling you to make a report to the sheriff's office here?
I do
several
not.
times?
I do not.
No, okay. You realize he was in the process of doing a murder investigation that's kind of the specialty they do, that kind of thing, not like terrorist threats investigations and stuff.
Sir, all I know to tell you is he told me he would handle it. I don't know what he does.
Okay. So in that third interview, I believe I hear you just say that you remembered at that point Mason making the comment, and I'm going to just say Beth, I think everybody knows what I'm saying. You here to pull me out.
Do what now?
Do you remember telling in the third interview that you do remember hearing something that Mason said something to the effect that Hunter, ML, you need to pull me out, and I'll just say it, motherfucker, you here to pull me out.
He said bitch, but yes, I remember that.
You remember telling in that interview, motherfucker?
I do, I just heard it.
Okay. Well, so pretty good difference between the word motherfucker and bitch, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
So, did you make that up?
I did not.
Okay.
Yes, there is.
Did-
Okay, the oldest child versus the youngest child. That's the difference.
You, how is it that during some times of your interviews, you told the GBI that you couldn't hear due to the loudness of the stereo or whatever, the sound system and the mufflers or the exhaust of the truck, and then sometimes you could hear what was being said between your husband and Mason?
I told you the two things that I heard. That's all I heard. I didn't hear nothing else.
Okay. Now, you made reference to Jennifer and Billy Tidwell being 50 to 75 yards away.
Correct.
If Mr. Tidwell said in here in court that he was only about maybe halfway the distance of the courtroom away, like a couple car lengths away.
Well, I don't care what he said. I'm telling you what I seen.
Well, let me ask you this. This is a bang situation. 30 seconds and it's all over with. How were you paying any attention to where the Tidwells were?
Because I seen them pass us.
You seen them pass you.
Yes, and I turned around and looked.
You turned around and looked and you could tell how far away they got.
I did.
Okay. So in other words, then your focus at what was going on in the truck was not really where you said it is earlier, where you talked about you were able to see.
And I said I turned my head.
You turned your head and they done gone away half a football field. Now, like you said, 50 to 75 yards or something like that, I believe, a while ago.
Yes.
How many feet is that?
I don't know.
Okay. Just in reference, as a point of reference in this courtroom, how far away from the witness stand to the back of the room were they? I mean, were they within that distance?
They was further.
They were further.
They were.
And so you had to turn all the way around and look and pay attention to where they got off to in the four-wheeler.
I looked out the mirror and I seen them. They was way off from us.
You looked out the side mirror or the rear view mirror?
The side mirror.
So you're seeing on the side view mirror, and they come in and testify that they were on the driver's side.
They were. I seen them in the passenger mirror.
You were able to estimate it, so you estimated their distance from the side view mirror?
I did.
From the actual turnaround?
From the side mirror.
You estimated the distance from the side view, okay.
That's correct.
All right. Now, there's been some reference made as to some alleged statement made by Mason that he said some kind of comment like MF will pull me out or I'm gonna kill him. Y'all have not heard a dang thing about that before all this happened, before the killing, did you?
Do what now?
You've not heard a thing about that until the killing happened, had you?
No, I said Austin told me.
Okay.
I didn't say I heard it.
Okay. If y'all were long gone friends and hadn't been in any kind of relationship for numerous years, because you're just about 10 years out since y'all had a relationship, you and Mason.
Correct.
Why would it be such a big deal for your husband to know that Mason needed help be pulled out? You didn't want to know that?
It wasn't a big deal.
Well, why didn't you tell him, hey, Mason needs pulling out? That's what this all started over.
Because I didn't want to tell him. There was no problem.
Well, what was there to hide, ma'am?
There was nothing to hide.
You didn't want him to, you really didn't want him to know about your phone calls, right?
I didn't care if he knew about the phone calls. If he would have found out, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Now, in regards to the statements that you more or less chastised Mason about, you said, why would he say that kind of stuff? Why would you be talking like that to me in front of Anna about another reference to getting big?
Because he was trying to piss her off. I was tired of playing his little silly games that he was trying to play.
But now, if I understand you correctly about what you said back to him on it, why would you do that in front of Anna? Was it not correct that y'all were actually trying to actually piss off Anna?
He was.
Okay. All right. And
He would literally go and show her the text messages to piss her off.
okay. But so I mean, if y'all were in this game of trying to do that, then why would you be chastising him about talking to you that way in front of her?
Because I told him I was tired of playing his games.
You were tired of playing the games. Okay. All right. You said in that statement you weren't really sure what point Austin walked up to the truck.
I'm not.
Okay. You said that you believe that Austin never talked that Corey Haynes ever talked with Austin to get
I don't think he did. I don't know.
Did you know that he ended up getting a lawyer?
I know he has a lawyer, but I didn't know if he talked to him or not.
Didn't y'all talk in some of y'all's conversations about him dodging you? That was one person you needed to talk to, but that your brother was dodging him?
Do what now?
You remember talking to Corey Haynes that your brother was dodging? That
My brother wasn't.
dodging?
My brother wasn't dodging him.
I didn't ask that. I said, do you remember telling Corey Haynes that? Did
I
he
do.
discuss that with you?
I do.
Okay. Okay. Now, at one point in the interview, you say you don't know what Hunter did while I wasn't looking.
That's correct.
Continued on. He hit some more. Is what you were saying. Is that right?
No, that's not correct. I didn't see what was going on the rest of the way with the gun. I just seen Hunter get control of it, and I looked away.
Okay. How long between him getting that gun to the shot being fired, him getting full control of the gun to the shot being fired did it take before the shot was fired?
Not very long.
Not very long, like 1-2 seconds, or like
Probably.
immediately? Ma'am?
Probably. It was probably immediately.
Immediately? Okay. But you were telling them that you don't know what really he was doing in between the time of getting the gun?
Correct.
Okay. So some of these times you're talking in these interviews about you really don't know what's happening because you were looking all around, you were kind of surveying.
Because he kept telling me that he had other information. I didn't know what to say to him.
Okay. Well, the truth always works if you're trying to tell the truth, doesn't it?
Right, it does.
Okay.
But when you have somebody pressuring you, it kind of don't.
Okay. And you talked about being pressured. I know you were talking about outside pressure and influence. He treated you like a gentleman, didn't he?
He did.
He was a gentleman to you. Would you agree that Eugene Howard was a gentleman to you and talked to you like as if you were his daughter, right?
Yes,
Okay, sound like he talked to you better than your own daddy talked to you.
he did.
Okay. They didn't do anything to force or threaten you to give any statements you ever gave, did they?
Well, he kept saying, I have other people telling me this. Are you sure you're telling me the truth?
Okay?
So yeah, I would consider that as pressuring.
Okay. So that's the pressure you're referring to, is just trying to get to the bottom of it?
Correct.
Okay. And you would agree that there was a word used in here yesterday, an evolution of your statements. Would you agree there was an evolution of your statements?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Would you agree that your statements evolved, that they kind of changed over time?
The last one did, yes.
It drastically changed, didn't it?
Yes.
But you're now telling this jury that's only because of
All the threats, that is correct.
okay.
You mean like a spaghetti and, oh no, penne, sorry.
Mr. Pittman asked you about
Hold on, guys,
animosity.
this is very important. Monica, how is your back feeling? How are you healing?
Between them, and was there animosity between Hunter and Mason?
No, there was not.
Okay, but now you said earlier that Mason hated Hunter.
Yeah, I know I said that. That's in my statement or interview.
So, and I'm not being insulting, but do you know what animosity means?
I do.
Okay, so was there animosity between them?
There was not.
Was there animosity from Mason toward Hunter?
Some of the things he said made me believe that, yes, but Hunter never said any bad things about him.
And you seem to indicate in the interview that maybe the reason Mason hated Hunter, in your belief, was it because he couldn't have you?
That's correct.
Okay, was he still trying to pursue you and get you? And I mean,
He was, and I told him I didn't want to be with him. I wanted to be with Hunter.
how long had it been since y'all's relationship had ended? I mean, y'all had a childhood, like junior high school type relationship, right? A middle school type relationship.
Yes. That's
How
correct.
long had it been since that had ended?
I was like 12 or 13.
Okay, and had he been pursuing you all that time, or did he?
Every time he seen me, he made a comment like that.
Okay. But you still ended up telling, in that, one of those interviews there, that, you agreed with Agent Haynes when he talked about that he was more or less a close friend that you could go to and deal with issues about, and that he was still real close.
Correct.
But he was talking to you like a dog and talking about vulgar things to you and such as that?
He did.
Okay. And that's kind
Sexual things, yes.
Okay. All right. Did either, there was discussion in that interview about whether you talked with Hunter about that he believed that Mason had a gun. And I believe you said he didn't believe he had a gun.
I don't think that's what I said.
Okay. There was some talk about a gun possibly he learned later about a gun being dropped or something like that.
Yes, Austin told me that.
So that was all stuff that was told after the fact, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And as far as the gun, situation, you said he wished he had moved it.
Do what now?
Did you tell the agent that you wished that Hunter said he wished he had just moved his gun before going out there?
I don't remember.
Okay. All right. You made some reference in one of these statements about that you were looking around, kind of scanning the whole area, kind of on the lookout for somebody named Cody.
Yes, I thought he was there.
So was your attention more focused on where Cody might be? You like you might get ambushed by a guy named Cody versus?
I was saying Cody the whole time, but I was told that Jason was there. I wasn't meaning to say Cody.
Who is Jason now?
And his brother.
Is that Jason Pierce or Jason?
Yes.
Okay. Because there was a Jason Cook or something like that too, right?
Yes, he come after or something, I think, I don't know.
Were you still dating Jason as well at the time, or did you have already breaking that off? Maybe. Sorry.
All right. Were you afraid that Jason Pierce was going to do something to you?
Excellent choice.
I didn't know what was gonna happen, no.
Okay. Well, you said in your, even from the beginning, some of your interviews, y'all were worried, and you had told Hunter that, this business about, well, Cody might be out there, we don't need to go out there, you remember that?
Yes,
Was that a lie?
I was meaning to say Jason.
You met Jason? Okay.
I told him that after the fact, yes.
Okay. And that's when, even in the Eugene Howard interview, the last interview you ever gave to GBI, that there was a situation that was revealed, about Hunter actually slamming a clip into his gun. The magazine.
Do what now?
And saying, I'm gonna put it on his lap so he'd be ready if Cody came back.
No, the magazine was already in his gun.
Okay.
Thank you, Lena.
So
Thank
there
you.
was never any conversation about, him being ready that he would kill him? If
There
he
was
started
never
hitting?
no conversation about that
That
when
just
we was
all
on the
back
web there. It was.
Okay. Now earlier, and I know there's distance in time here, there was confusion and I was asking you which hand did what. But now that having heard all this, do you have a better recollection of what happened as far as which hand?
I'm not saying that. This was 3 years ago.
Pritchett,
Yes, sir.
your redirect is limited to the third interview.
Your Honor, with respect to the court, Mr. Pittman went into the fourth interview a while ago, and I believe I should be allowed to go into it as well. That's part of his, it's part of my response to his interview, to his
All right, I'll allow it, but not too, let's don't go too far.
Yes, sir.
okay?
So you don't remember now which hands did what?
I just heard the thing. I don't remember. It was 3 years ago.
Okay. And I hear Mr. Pittman, and he's asking you a question about this guy diving into the truck.
Yes,
Did you ever tell anybody he dove into the truck?
I did.
You did? Okay. When you say you saw from stomach up, were you saying you saw that through the window?
I looked over and seen him.
Okay. You looked over and saw him. Was he through the window, stomach up?
He was.
Was he, how big a fellow was he?
He wasn't very big.
Okay. Was he bent over?
He was.
Okay. So you saw stomach up or the top of his head?
Do what now?
Did you say stomach up or did you say top of his head?
He was in the truck from his stomach up, yes.
Okay. So with him being that close to you, you would have seen if he had a gun or, a weapon, right?
No, I couldn't see in his pockets.
You couldn't see in his pocket.
I could not.
You could see if he was brandishing one though, right? If he had one out trying to do something with it.
I wasn't paying no attention.
You weren't paying any attention to somebody coming into you?
No, I was not. I was not looking at his pockets. I wasn't paying his pockets no attention.
I'm not talking about his pockets, ma'am. I said, you just said you weren't paying attention whether he had something. You weren't paying attention?
I was paying attention from his stomach up, what I seen.
Okay. All right. Well, from what you saw, there wasn't any weapon, was there?
No.
Okay. That's all I have.
Real short on recross, Mr. Pittman,
Yes, sir.
and I do mean short.
Mr.
Don't talk
Pritchett
about
made
my
it sound that Corey Haynes was
I
too
do
busy
short.
with the murder investigation to deal with your reported threats of somebody going to kill you and her
Yes.
and your children, that he was too busy to respond to that.
Yes, he just told me he would deal with it, but I don't know if he ever did or not.
Did he direct, were you contacted by any police officers or anything?
No.
And understood you made a report to Corey Haynes about some terroristic threats toward you and your family?
I did not receive any phone calls from law enforcement.
They're asking her right now if Mason's dad and girlfriend, or dad and mom, I don't know. They're asking her about the terroristic threats they made toward her. No, not Mason. Yeah, if Hunter does not go to jail. So they don't want her to testify, which I don't know why not. She did great for the prosecution. She changed her story a couple times. She said a couple times that he shot Mason. She actually really was pretty good for the prosecution. But they both told her that if he does not go to jail, they're going to kill her and her children. So that's what they're asking about right now, which I don't know why they're asking about it right now. It has absolutely nothing to do with the 3 charges against this man sitting here.
But previously, Corey Haynes says, if you have any problems or you need to talk, you call me, didn't you?
Yes.
But calling him didn't do no good, did it?
No.
He was too busy out hunting oxen, I guess, that he couldn't find.
Mr. Pittman, you ask questions, you don't argue the case at this point in time. You're getting real close for me telling you you're through with your cross-examination.
Well, the only other thing, in the third interview that we talked about, Corey Haynes asked you, said, why did Mason need you to come help pull him out? There were 3 people en route to pull him out.
There are 3 charges. The first charge is murder. The second charge is aggravated assault. The third charge is murder.
There was not 3 people. It was only Justin.
You only had to help Austin out, didn't you?
That's correct.
Well, no, it wasn't just Justin. It was those 2 people on the ATVs, on the little 4-wheelers. They were out picking blueberries and blackberries. So they were there, and Justin and Corey, Mason, Hunter, Anna, whatever your name, Miss Kinsley or whatever. There was way more than just Justin, ma'am.
Mason didn't call you to help Austin out. He called you earlier to help him out, didn't he?
Correct.
Do you know who Justin was the one to help out?
Austin.
Austin? No.
All right? This witness excused from her subpoena from the state.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Pittman?
I'd like to keep her under subpoena, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, you'll have to step outside.
Thank you, sir.
You need to stay at the courthouse, please.
All right, we're done with testimony. We're done, T. We've heard enough. I don't have closing statements. I did up until about 2 hours ago. Then I accidentally got rid of them and I can't get them back. I can get them back. I just can't get them back in time. So we're going right into the verdict. The jury has heard enough. They just have. So what they're trying to decide is this murder or is this self-defense? All right. The guy right there is saying, it was self-defense. I didn't try to shoot him in the head and kill him. I was carrying. I drove up to help one person get unstuck. He started punching me. He reached for my gun. I reached for my gun. He was winning this fight for my gun. He was winning. The gun went off. She said repeatedly that he shot him. He's saying, no, the gun went off. I don't know who pulled the trigger. The gun went off. And that's how he died. So now we got to figure out the jury. The prosecution also was very upset that he brought a gun to this situation. He decided to bring a gun to a situation that he knew was explosive. I don't know if he knew if it was explosive or not. I don't know. Okay? So, the 3 charges again are murder, aggravated assault, murder. And I think I got them in the right order. We're going to find out because the verdict's about to come in. I could be wrong. I know there's 3 counts. I'm pretty sure 2 of them are murder. Maybe the other one isn't aggravated assault, but I thought it was. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Here comes the jury.
And I would ask that the bailiff be mindful or put her in a place where she won't be subjected to any harassment.
I think before the jury comes out, though, the judge has words to say, but I'm not sure. The judge is about to talk, guys. Don't worry.
Since she's
No
testifying.
need for you to say that, Mr. Pittman. I've got confidence in my bailiffs,
Okay.
okay?
Yes, sir.
You can call your next witness, Mr. Pritchett.
State of Georgia arrest, Your Honor.
All right. All right, it's about 2:25. As a result of the state resting their case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there's some things that I need to do before we go any further in this case, if we go further in this case. And so I'm going to let you have your afternoon break. I'm probably going to need a little extra time, so let's we'll stand in recess until 10 minutes of 3, and by looking out the windows, it looks like it's a nice, pretty day out there, so we're going to let y'all step out and enjoy it while we're still in here, okay? All right, let's all rise for the jury.
I appreciate that this judge stands for the jury. I just do.
Give your pads to the bailiff or leave them in the jury room.
Tony, I think it's aggravated assault. I think there's murder, aggravated assault, murder, but we're going to find out any minute now.
All right, the state has rested Mr. Pittman on behalf of Mr. Kersey. Do you have any motions?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. First, I'm aware that the court has the authority, in light of new evidence, to modify its previous decisions on motions, and particularly this motion in immunity that I filed, and the court heard some evidence on, I believe back in November. It's been several months ago. And at that time, there was evidence that the defense had not been furnished. And there has been a lot more development of the evidence and the testimony in the state's case and the cross-examination in the past 2 days. In light of those, I think that the court would be well within its discretion to modify its ruling on the previous immunity motion, because I think that this is a clear case of where the defendant was standing his ground and was justified in shooting Mr. McCarty. Here, it was obvious that Mr. McCarty was the primary aggressor. He was drunk, he was violent, he got onto and entered the vehicle that was driven by the defendant. He attacked him. He tried to wrestle the gun away from him, and then the defendant was successful, and during the wrestling process that the gun was fired and it struck Mr. McCarty and of course killed him. Okay. Your Honor, the defense was justified in defending himself and defending others. He was justified in protecting his motor vehicle, which was an extension of his residence. He was legally carrying a firearm for the purposes of self-defense. He would not sought out or attacked the victim. He had no ability to withdraw. Well, first off, he had no duty to withdraw. And then he did not have an ability to withdraw even if he could. There was a vehicle in front of him. He could not go around because it was across the road at that time. The passenger door was open, and he was only able to navigate around that from the testimony because the driver of that vehicle had closed the door, and it was still so tight that their mirrors brushed or hit whenever he went through the ditch to get around. He couldn't roll up the window because there was a body hanging in his window attacking him. And I'm not so sure, according to the only testimony, that you can even roll up a window anyway because there's a pressure switch in it. If it starts to roll up and there's an obstruction, that it can't roll up. So clearly, the defendant was justified in his shooting, and it was not an excessive force. It was deadly force, but he was threatened with deadly force. It was not force that was any more necessary.
What deadly force was he threatened with?
Taking his gun and shooting him with it, killing him with it. I mean, they were wrestling over a gun, you know? And he, you got me sidetracked right there for a second, sorry about that. And then he was not excessive in that. In other words, he didn't shoot him. He didn't shoot him in the back. He didn't shoot him multiple times or anything like that. It was only the force that was necessary to stop Mr. McCarty from attacking him, and he was forced to do it and was justified in doing it. And I'm sure I don't need to remind the court that only the burden on the defendant at this point on the immunity motion is a preponderance of the evidence. And I think that there is clearly sufficient evidence to show that he was justified, more evidence to show that he was justified than not. Thank you.
Mr. Pritchard, on behalf of the state.
Thank you, Mr. Pittman. Yes, Your Honor. The court, I think, and what Mr. Pittman was referencing was there was some reference the other day in some of our pretrial discussions that HIP might apply in this case, and the court may have some authority to take the case from the jury in regards to this immunity motion and revisit your rule on the immunity
As I
motion.
understand it, I can do it at any time.
And
No.
then
So when she was talking about the gun that's in the glove compartment, that he's not supposed to have a gun, she was talking about the victim. Mason drives around with a gun in his car. He's not supposed to have a gun because he's a convicted felon. Hunter carries a gun on a holster on his belt, and he's still allowed to have a gun because up until this trial, he's not a convicted felon. So the gun in the glove compartment was the victim's, and she didn't know if he had it on him when he came up to the truck.
that's where I'm getting, Your Honor, if I could. The in HIP, it specifically says because a trial court has the authority during the same term of court to revise its pretrial ruling denying immunity from prosecution after a trial, and prior to entry of the final judgment, they were reversing in that particular case. I will remind the court that
The good part about that medal is, let's say we get invaded by someone. Let's say someone invades the United States. And then let's say our military is otherwise occupied, you know, messing with the people of the states. Let's just say that. They're occupied and they fail. It's okay. We have so many guns. The citizens have so many guns that even without our military, they would be outgunned.
The ruling of the court, which was not appealed, was done in the prior term of court. We have now, in a new term of court that started not this Monday, but the Monday prior, we had our grand jury over here in the new term of court started the February term of Montgomery Court. And so I would submit to the court, well, your ruling was made during the August term of court, 2025. It was done in November. That hearing was in November, and you gave the ruling shortly thereafter. So I believe on authority of HIP that that's not even an issue at this point. And the court should deny Mr. Pittman's motion. Having said that, if the court is of the impression that you have that authority, and it sounds like you may, and I'm not being disrespectful, then I want to address it in argument, obviously, to respond to what he said. And in that regard, Your Honor, this is clearly a factual dispute type case where it is not a clear situation, and there's not been a burden met as far as preponderance standard. And in this particular case, I'm not going to say the linchpin, but a really, really big part of this case is the fact of what was said by the young lady who just testified. And I'm not going to, I know I got a duty to counter the court, and I'm not going to lose my credibility with the court by saying that she's not got some credibility issues. And I think she's got some bias and leanings, and the court knows that her husband's the one on trial and facing life without parole in this case. And so here she is, she's all over the place. But she clearly said in a subsequent interview, and she's been impeached about that, and
T's husband made spaghetti for the first time. I want to taste it.
That this was not a situation where McCarty was the primary aggressor.
Do I need to cut it? Do I need to cut hunks of noodles that are all stuck together? Do I need to saw them to be able to eat it? I'll still eat it. Don't worry.
And you also have heard evidence from Jennifer and Billy Tidwell, I believe you heard from at the other hearing, that this man over here is the one who threw the first punch at the man. So he's not the primary aggressor. There's an argument in my mind as to whether or not even a self-defense.
Judge doesn't like pointing, sir. You should just really do not point to the judge, please, because you are not pro se, and it'll go bad for you.
Claim could even lie and can even go to the jury in this case based on that evidence. I know the court's going to likely allow it because there is a mixture of facts here, but certainly there's not enough evidence to take it from the jury. And of course, I'm not talking about a direct verdict right now, but as far as in immunity, beyond the fact that I think you're restricted from doing it because of the term of court issue, I don't believe you're allowed to do it because of the facts before the court this time. And you've heard facts from the Tidwells, you've heard facts from her statement where she reversed her initial 3 statements, and other facts in this case to indicate, including that there wasn't any fingerprints on the holster. There was just a myriad of stuff.
Dry ramen is good in salads if you crunch it up. Throw it in there for a little crunch. And I love angel hair if it's like butter based or Alfredo, but not spaghetti, not tomato sauce based. I don't know why.
And we believe that the court should deny that motion.
The court's going to, you want to say something else to that, Mr. Pittman?
No, I did want, for the record, I wanted to note that, of course, Ms. Kersey was the state's witness on the thing, and she established her truthful version of the facts that Mr. Kersey was, Mr. McCarty was the primary aggressor.
How did she establish her truthful? version of the facts. I mean, she gave us several scenarios of the facts.
That is true.
And there's a dispute as to which one is and which one ain't.
And
So how does, just because her last one, I mean, how does that establish it as being the
that was
truth?
her sworn testimony today, Your Honor, on the thing. Likewise, the Tidwells, Mr. Tidwell, whenever he was cross-examined today, identified the picture where Mr. McCarty was in the truck up here. So before he had testified that Mr. McCarty had not entered the truck, and clearly that he did. I mean, and obviously he was
I mean,
attacking.
that's a fact issue as to whether he did or he didn't.
Right. I think we've established that by preponderance of the evidence.
I'm gonna deny the immunity. I'm gonna stand with my previous ruling on the issue of immunity.
All right.
Have any other motions?
Yes, Your Honor, I would make a motion for a directed verdict because I think that the state has not proved this case beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant was not justified in the shooting of Mr. Mason McCarty.
All right. Mr. Pritchard, you wish to speak to that?
Yes, Your Honor. Of course, a justification of defense normally occurs in the defense side of the case, but the state has certainly met all the elements of the crime here. And of course, that's going to be a fact-based scenario, but there are certainly facts that have been proved that this man over here killed Mason McCarty. Obviously, the court knows with your many years of experience in trying cases in this courtroom and others that there is that malice can be expressed or implied, and that malice of forethought is not what it really sounds like, that it can happen in an instant. And you heard, as far as the malice murder, that what was said about that MF or son of a bitch or whatever it was. I'm sorry, all the cussing language, Miss Cindy and everybody else, but I'm just repeating what's gotten said.
It is what it is. Let's state the facts and let's don't apologize. Let's just state the facts. Apologizing is wasting time.
So, bottom line, in that regard, there's clear evidence, we believe, that there was an intent there. If you then move on to the aggravated assault, which is, of course, the underlying offense for the felony murder, I don't think there's any issue that if somebody points a gun at somebody and shoots them with a gun, it's a deadly weapon per se, that is not an aggravated assault in the state of Georgia. That the elements of the crime are met there. As to a felony murder, the only thing that's added as far as the burden on the state is the causation issue, and the cause of death was proven through the testimony of the medical examiner that this shooting was the cause of the man's death. This was not some sort of far removed death years later from this shooting. This was, it occurred.
Good.
He was brain dead from the time he left the scene, essentially, is what the medical examiner testified to. So there's an aggravated assault with a death, felony murder. The case should not be taken to the jury, Your Honor.
Mr. Pittman.
Your Honor, just briefly, I mean, you've heard all the evidence and everything. Mr. Pritchett was incorrect whenever he said that justification was the responsibility of the defense. The state has the burden of proving.
I understand.
So, I still stand by my.
That's not going to overwhelm me.
Do what?
His misstatement of what the law was is not going to overwhelm me to do something that I can't do.
I understand. But anyhow, Your Honor, I do stand by my motion for directed verdict.
All right, the court's going to deny the defendant's motion for directed verdict, and I assume you're making it as to all three counts.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. All right, before we break here, Mr. Pittman, I assume you have talked to Mr. Kersey about his right to testify or not testify.
We have discussed it at length, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Solely for the purpose of a colloquy with Mr. Kersey in regards to his right to testify or not to testify, I'd like to place him under oath. Is there any objection from the state in that?
No, Your
regard? Mr. Pittman, any objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Kersey, if you'll come to the podium there for me, please. Where is that microphone? Just put it over there. To the podium, sir. Mr. Kersey, if you'd be kind enough to raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to the court in this matter is the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Very good. You can put your hand down. Mr. Kersey, do you understand that you have the right to testify, and if you want to testify, then no one can prevent you from doing so?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that no one can make or compel you to testify? That is, do you understand that you have a right to not testify if you do not want to?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that not your lawyer, but you personally are the one who decides whether you will testify or not?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that if you
I'm glad he has two microphones right now. One in his hand, one on the podium. Neither of them are turned on.
do not testify, then upon proper request by you, the court will instruct the jury that your decision cannot be used against you? And do you understand if you choose to testify, you'll be both examined by your counsel and cross-examined by the Assistant District Attorney, Mr. Pritchett?
Yes, sir.
And do you feel you need any additional time to think about whether you want to testify or not?
Yes, sir.
You do need some additional time?
Yes, sir.
All right, we need to take it now.
All right.
He says he needs some additional time to decide on whether he wants to testify.
I think that he was waiting to the development of the evidence to see if it was necessary for him to take the stand. I think he has a right to make that decision right on up until before the close of the defendant's case.
The state rests. You're right. He's right.
Well, Mr. Pittman, it's
He's
always been,
Oh, I can't pause. He's right. He's right, isn't he? Right. The defense. This defense lawyer can put on a case, and then decide if he wants to call him as a witness. Right.
my understanding and posture in trying these matters that it'd be inquired of him prior to the call of the defense's first witness. Now, if he wants to wait and do that decision, and he waives having to make that decision now on the record, I'll allow it unless the state has some sort of objection to that.
No objection to state, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Well, does he waive it? He'll wait, he wants to wait till he hears the presentation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And then we'll go back through the colloquy. Is this going to be at the conclusion of all of his evidence
Yes,
that he
sir.
makes this decision?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay. So he wishes to waive making the decision now and wants to make the decision after you present on his behalf the evidence.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection to that, Mr. Pritchett?
There's no objection.
That'll be the way we'll handle it then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
As far as a housekeeping matter, as far as Agent Haynes, is of course aware, testified earlier, he's now a federal agent with the Drug Enforcement Administration. He is asking to be excused from his subpoena. think there's been opposition from Mr. Pittman by that, and I was wanting to inquire on the record again if there's still that opposition.
Monica,
Also, we have
thank you
Agent
so much.
Cootie
Thank you.
downstairs still, or somewhere in nearby, so she could be here. She was put on standby, but she had to be nearby to be able to get on in here. And she's well requesting, and I was just trying to touch base on that to see if there's a,
Sure, we can take up that matter, those matters right now. What about it, Mr. Pittman?
Your Honor, I have no objections. I told, Mr. Pritchett this morning that I had no objections with her going ahead and being dismissed.
What about Mr. Haynes?
I want to keep him because we may need him, call him back for purposes of cross-examination.
All right, so Ms. Cootie is excused from her subpoena?
Yes, Your Honor.
okay. The issue that he's running into, Your Honor, is he has a federal court matter. I'm going to approach on that rather than broadcasting it because we don't live stream.
Do what now?
I don't want to broadcast, we don't live stream Bill.
Well, I mean, hold
Yes.
on a minute. The jury has reached a verdict. And I want everyone in the courtroom to realize I understand that criminal trials can have all sorts of emotions, especially one of this nature. But we will not have, and let me say it one more time, we will not have any type of emotional reaction or any type of reaction to the verdict. I do not want any type of audible reaction whatsoever. If you do so, I will ask that the bailiffs or deputies escort you out of the courtroom. And then when I finish doing what I need to do with the jury, I will have you brought back in, and then I will deal with each and every one who has violated my instructions.
What about the mother?
The court has powers of contempt, and I can require someone who violates my orders to be held in contempt, and they can pay a fine of $1,000 and or serve 20 days in jail. So we're not going to have any outburst. If you feel like you can't control yourself, now is the time to leave.
I think I have your answer. But I think I know what your
And I
question is going
thank
to
you
be.
in advance for your cooperation. All right.
We will have a question after they read the verdict. And I think I know the answer.
Let's all rise for the jury, please. I'm just going to sue the alternate jurors. I think they have served well, and they ought to at least be in the courtroom when the verdict is published. So I'm going to ask that they sit on the front row. All right, let's all be seated. And who is the foreperson of the jury? Mr. Adams, I'll ask that you stand and remain standing. Have you reached a verdict in this case?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
Was it unanimous?
Yes, sir.
Has the verdict been filled in, signed, and dated by you?
Yes, sir.
If you'll be kind enough to hand the verdict to the bailiff, and then you can have a seat.
Yes, sir.
And if the bailiff will bring it to me. All right, if counsel will come forward. I'll let y'all review the verdict.
All right, Bren.
As to the state, is there any
No, shh. All right, hold on. Bren, I have a question for you. Don't leave.
objection as to the form or legality of the verdict as written?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Pittman, on behalf of your client, is there any objection or legalities or any objection as to the form or legalities of the verdict as written?
No.
All right. So the state has no objections as to the form of the verdict, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Neither does the defense.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Kersey and Mr. Pittman, I'm going to ask you to stand, and I'm going to ask the clerk to publish the verdict.
Count one, we the jury find the defendant not guilty as to count one. Count two, we the jury find the defendant not guilty as to count two. Count three, we the jury find the defendant guilty of aggravated assault.
All right, thank you very much.
So he was just found not guilty of murder, not guilty of murder, guilty of aggravated assault.
From the state's perspective, is there any need to poll this jury?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Pittman, on behalf of Mr. Kersey, is there any need to poll this jury?
Would ask that the jury be polled, Your Honor.
All right. Madam Clerk, I'm going to ask that you call the name of each of the jurors one at a time. Once your name is called, if you'll be kind enough to stand so that I can pose 3 questions to you, okay?
Okay. I'm just going to turn it down a little so you can hear if you want to. But Bren, I have a question. Has nothing to do with this case. I just need to know if I should get this or not.
All right. You can borrow mine.
We'll hear the 3 questions to one person. Hi, Anna, and then I'll turn it down.
Willie Lee Adams.
Mr. Adams, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, sir.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can be seated.
Okay, now he's going to do it with the rest of the jurors. Same questions. In about 6 hours, Bren, right?
Was it freely and
A
voluntarily
trial is
made
about
by
to
you?
start.
Is that still your
Lesbian Action Group Incorporated against Australian Human Rights Commission Association, blah, blah, blah.
Was that your verdict in the jury
Is that a
room?
big deal in Australia right now?
Freely and
Should I get
voluntarily made by you?
that whole trial,
Is it
or
still
should I
your
not
verdict?
get that whole trial?
Thank you. You can be seated.
Benjamin Lee O'Connor.
Mr. O'Connor, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, sir.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can be seated.
Anthony Wayne Emmerich.
Mr. Emmerich, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, sir.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
You can be seated. Thank you.
Cody Strickland.
Mr. Strickland, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, sir.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can be seated.
Essie Lee Davis.
Ms. Davis, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, sir.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You can be seated.
Sarah Elizabeth Taylor.
Ms. Taylor, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, sir.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can be seated.
Donna Dobbins Bryce Sharpton.
Ms. Sharpton, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, sir.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You can be seated.
Samuel L. Sharpton.
Mr. Sharpton, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, sir.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can be seated.
James Todd Alexander.
Mr. Alexander, was that your verdict in the jury room?
So if you look at what
Was it
what
freely and
Tona
voluntarily
posted
made
in
by you?
Discord, they have this case there and what happened in this case there. And then they go into all these other charges to all these other people, arson and all this other stuff. So, what they're saying, it's badly worded, but what they're saying is the grand jury came forward with a bunch of indictments. So the grand jury goes and secretly chooses cases they're going to indict. None of the cases have anything to do with each other. They just go through evidence and they indict a list of cases. This was one of them. This case was indicted by the grand jury, and that's why it's in court. All those other cases were also indicted by the grand jury, and they will also come to court soon, or plead. I don't know where Bobby is, and where's Jude? Jude, where are you? Jude, it's been a while. We miss you.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can be seated. Is there any reason from the state's perspective that why this jury cannot be released?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Pittman?
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want to thank you for your service. If anyone wants to speak to you now about your deliberation, that is completely up to you as an individual juror. There is no requirement that you do so. However, I am ordering that no contact with any of the jurors be made within the courthouse or on the courthouse property, meaning that any contact would be after you have left the courthouse facility. And like I say, you do not have to talk with anyone. That's free. That's totally within your discretion. If you need an excuse for work or school or any other situation,
He just talks so slow. I just want to tap him in the back of the head, which is a felony. You cannot hit a judge. You can't, because if you even try to get close, they tase you. But spit it out. Spit it out. I was pulled for a grand jury once, but I didn't make it onto the grand jury. I got to go home and get paid my $15 for that day.
if you'll stop down by the clerk's office and they'll provide that for you. Let me hold this.
I didn't even read a book. Like, I brought a book with me and I didn't even have time to read my book.
Miss Thomas and Miss Hughes, I want to make sure y'all understand and appreciate that this court thanks y'all for y'all's service. Trust me, I tried my very first jury trial in this courtroom in August of 1978. So I've been doing it for a day or two, okay? And it is quite often that we have to have alternate jurors. People get sick, life happens, and so don't think that your time here has been wasted. It has not. Y'all are just as important and significant as the jurors who were actually within the panel. So you have the court's thanks also. All right. So at this juncture, I'm going to allow the jury to leave the courthouse. You going to mail the checks?
Yes, sir.
All right, the check's in the mail. It'll be a little bigger than the guys that were only here on Monday
Thank you,
afternoon,
Giblet.
but it won't be a whole lot. But please appreciate that without your willingness to serve, we could not resolve our criminal caseload, and it would become chaotic without folks like y'all's willingness to serve. So with all that being said, let's all rise for the jury, please.
It looks like we got 15 likes from 29 views. I think it's the judge that keeps rubbing his robe up against the microphone. No, I'm not standing up. I'm just not. No.
All right, let's all be seated and come back to order.
And now the trial is over, but we have more to do, guys. He got found guilty for one of the charges. Not that I know of. Never heard of it.
It is approximately 4 o'clock. And how does the state wish to go forward with sentencing?
State is ready to go forward now. There are two victims of representatives that would like to address the court as part of the sentencing.
Mr. Pittman?
Your Honor, I'd ask that this matter be set down for a sentencing hearing.
All right, I don't have any real issue with having the sentencing hearing.
So here's the deal. Yes, he only got sentenced to aggravated assault and not murder. That is a huge difference in crimes, right? But you know, when they get to that sentence, someone died. And that's a lot different than someone got their nose broke.
We've had a long week. That will give me the opportunity to hear from the victim's family and from the defendant's family. And the issue's going to be when am I scheduled to be back over here, Mr. Foster? My schedule is quiet.
April the 8th.
I'll be here March the 10th.
No, so you canceled that.
That's right. I don't want to wait until April the 8th. I'm going to require that Mr. Kersey be placed in custody today. And so I am to start a week of trials next week in Dodge County, but we're not going to start those trials until Tuesday. So I will get with Ms. Dokie, my administrative assistant, and we'll figure out a time that I can have a sentencing hearing in this matter.
I can get there in 5 hours. I just looked it up. I can get there in 5 hours. It's a biscuit.
The state wish to say anything in regards to that?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Pittman?
Your Honor, I'll be there whenever the court directs me. For the record, I do wish to renew my immunity motion, which according to case law, I'm entitled to do. I would also make a motion for a judgment of acquittal, and I anticipate filing a motion for a new trial.
Okay. Your motion as to immunity is denied, your motion as to acquittal is denied, and we'll deal with whatever other motions you file.
Thank you.
I mean, he just got this guy off of murder.
So is there
Why is he so
anything at this juncture, anything else at this juncture that we need to do from the state's perspective
No, Your Honor.
at sentencing?
I think what the problem was too much, like, all those stupid freaking questions. I mean, that he should have stuck with, they both reached for the gun went off. or he was punched. This guy came up and punched him right in the face. This is self-defense. Own the fact that he had the gun. Own the fact that he used the gun. He's like, he was not expecting this. He came to help a friend out of a ditch. He didn't even know that other guy was here, and he punched him in the face. And then tried to grab his gun. He got shot. But no, he asked all those stupid freaking questions.
I will advise Mr. Kersey of his rights to an appeal, habeas corpus, and et cetera, but
Yes, sir.
I won't do that until we do the sentencing. Mr. Pittman, is there anything further that we need to do today?
Not at this time, no, I'm not aware of.
All right, Mr. Kersey, you need to turn yourself into the sheriff. All right? All right, with that being said, this matter is in recess until I schedule it for sentencing.
Thank you.
Honest to God, I don't know how I feel about the verdict here.
Is there an issue, Ms. Stanley?
I'm just thinking about me, okay? My son calls me up, okay? I don't carry a gun, but let's say I do. Pretend I do for a second. All right? I got a pretty pink lock, bedazzled. It's all sparkly, right on my right hip, okay? My son calls me up, Mom, I'm stuck in a ditch. Can you come get me out? I pull up in my pickup truck, and Anthony's friend jumps up to my window and says, "Are you going to pull me out too?" And I say, "No." And he starts punching me. And then he reaches for my gun. And he's winning the fight. So the
Miss
trigger gets pulled and he dies.
Grimes needs the notes and the evidence.
I don't think. Bedazzled. Sparkly. It has sequins. It has jewels. It's bedazzled. So if this person starts punching me because I did not want to help them get out of the mud, I have every single right in the entire world to defend myself. Every right. Do I think any of those boys in this whole story, do I think any of them should carry a gun? Hell no. Hell no. I think people responsible should carry guns. Now, they've all been shot, apparently. They've all been shot in the past because of fights. And this guy died. But the rest of them have gotten shot before. I know what you're talking about, Brent. I do. But I don't know. If we watch court cases, we follow the law. The way the laws are right now, you are allowed to carry a gun and use it for self-defense. You just are. So, I don't know how they got aggravated assault. I just feel like, here's how I feel like the jury was like, shh, somebody died. We have to do something about this. Someone is dead. We can't just not do anything. We have to do something. Okay, aggravated assault. Now the problem is the judge. So the judge, he has a set of standards. This is what someone with aggravated assault resulting in murder, this is what we do with them. And I feel like, because someone died, it's going to be hefty. But we'll find out. And I don't know what he's talking about, because there were no cases in Dodge last week. This ended on the 13th. We got the verdict on February 13th. And that whole next week, there were no Dodge courtroom streams. None. There were 2 Hall, Georgia streams. I got both of those every single day. one Dawson. There was another one, but it wasn't Dodge. I got it. Whatever it is, I got it. But it wasn't Dodge. So I don't know if he just didn't stream his trials, or they pled out, or I don't know. But true. Good news. I do have good news because I'm pretty excited. So, while we were watching this whole trial for the last couple days, like, I have been getting hi Christy! I've been getting some pretty good content piling up. So for the next couple days, we got some pretty good content coming. We do. And it's all, none of it's YouTube judges, don't worry. I won't use YouTube judges, although I might get Derek Meineke, because I have a crush on him, I always did. And Josh said that there was a really good case. I might get him. I might get that. I haven't yet because, and I'm getting 2 other things from YouTube right now. International Criminal Court is actually, I think it was the old president of Venezuela. They're doing, it's not a trial. It's sort of like a preliminary exam, but that's not what it's called. It starts with a C, and I can't remember. It's just gone from my head. I hate getting old. So, this guy, I think, allegedly just murdered so many civilians in the war on drugs. So, in the war on drugs, there were no trials. There were deaths. So apparently, if you got accused of dealing or, making, cooking, whatever, you died. The government just killed you. So that's a war crime or crimes against humanity or something like that. It's bad enough that the international court has him on stand right now. And all we're looking at is there enough evidence to move forward to a trial? So it's like a pre-trial, but that's not what it's called. It's called something. It's happening right this second. It's live streaming right now. I'm getting it right now. And then I'm going to get the Lesbian Action Group Incorporated versus Australian Human Rights Commission. That doesn't start until tonight. About 11 hours from now. So those are no, it starts with a C. It's like a, let's see if it's here. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's somebody yelling right now on the screen about it. Oh, something happened. Why am I live streaming? Oh, it's over. It flipped over to a YouTuber. So, yeah. So it's called Confirmation of Charges hearing. So, they're just, it's like less than an hour long. Okay. That was good. We're going to find out if they're going to go forward with trial or not. So that's coming up. Don't you hate when you just stupid? Okay. And I got a bunch of good stuff for us too. I also have a bunch of good stuff for us. From Indiana and Colorado mostly. And the problem that I had today, where I accidentally deleted something, that I fixed that. Like, that can never happen again. I have my whole setup fixed starting like last week, where I get full dockets from the beginning to the end. I can't mess up. I don't press record, so I can't mess up. So soon we'll be getting everything. We won't be missing any of it. I'm going to bed right now, Granny, and it's going to be great. I don't know what I'm going to start with, but tomorrow's stream is going to be fun. Oh, I'm going to start with Michael Fish. He has highly entertaining dockets coming up. They're so entertaining that in January 27th, I believe, which is just a couple days away, he keeps saying in all of his dockets, man, this is going to be a busy day. We have so many people this day. This is going to be a busy day. I suggest that we just watch that whole docket. I don't know what happens because it's not February 27th yet. And I might have just said January. I meant February. It's not February 27th yet, but I think February 28th, we should just start his docket and press play. No matter how long or short it is, just watch the docket. And that's probably what I'm going to do since I suggested it. All right, today's Monday. Go start your week, guys. Start your week off good. Remember, you had New Year's resolutions you should get to. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Well, I thought I'd write a happy song. I found a chat room where I belong. You don't know how much it means to me. With such a groove, I'm less lonely. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcome and play. I can count on distraction from my pain, 'cause this creator takes you there and back again. Kathy is the heart here, always in stride. Her work is hard, but her joy she can't hide. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her style is classy, she's always top shelf. Don't take my word, come and see for yourself. Her cases are new with a twist or two. I really like them. see for yourself.